What's good? What's good? How you living? Your boy Nova is back, and today is today, November the 4th, UFC 217, coming from you from Madison Square Garden tonight. The main card starts at 10 on pay-per-view. You got the prelims on FS1 starting at 8. Probably the biggest card of the year. We got three, not one, not two, but three title fights to get into. And I'm gonna also preview the other two fights that's gonna be on the main card. And two very interesting fights on the prelim. And I'm gonna go and get right on into it. So the first of those prelim fights is Randy Brown versus Mickey Gall. Two guys who were discovered on Dana White's Looking for a Fight series that's on YouTube. Um, Mickey Gall has got more of the exposure and he has the higher profile wins. He beat CM Punk in his debut. He beat uh, Super Sage Northcutt. Um, and he's been relatively quiet since. Now this fight, these guys have a little bit of heat going toward each other. But if I had to put my finger on it, now let me not dismiss Randy Brown because Randy Brown is an exciting fighter, much better in stand up than Mickey Gall in my opinion. But Mickey Gall, I believe, will be able to take him down and submit him. I look for a round 2 sub in this fight. And then the other interesting matchup is the prelim main event. You got James Vick going up against Joseph Duffy. Joseph Duffy is Irish Joe, one of the few guys who've beaten Conor McGregor in his career. Now, as much as I like James Vick in this one, I think this fight will go the distance. I look for Duffy to impose himself in the clutch. I'm pretty sure he'll try to get a sub in, but I don't think there'll be any knockouts or subs in this matchup. But I do think it'll be highly exciting, possible fighter in the night matchup. And I'm going to go and take Duffy by decision in this one. There are some other notable fights in this one. You got Corey Anderson going up against Ovince St. Preux in a light heavyweight matchup. Walt Harris versus Mark Godbeer in a heavyweight matchup. Yeah, there are definitely some interesting matchups to go. But let's go and kick it off with the main card. So, opening up the main card, or what should be opening up the main card, the former welterweight champion Johnny Hendricks going up against Paulo Borrachina, if I pronounced that correctly. Excuse me for a second. Johnny Hendricks has been dealing with weight issues, bad losses, things of the like since losing the welterweight title to Robbie Lawler. Look, he's 1-4 in his last 5. He's kind of undersized for a middleweight, but at the same time, he cannot continue to cut the weight to make welterweight anymore. Hasn't stopped anybody since 2012. His opponent is undefeated. He's wild. He's not afraid to get into a slugfest. More durable, younger, athletic. And Borrachina looks impressive. So listen, I gotta go with Borrachina in this one. I would probably say around. I think this would probably be an early stoppage fight. So probably a late round 1 TKO in this one. Now, in a very interesting matchup, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson coming back from his last defeat to welterweight champion Tyron Woodley, going up against, excuse me, he actually won his last fight. Let me take that back. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson going up against Jorge Masvidal. Like I said, this is a very interesting matchup. Masvidal has beaten a lot of people in his way. The most recent exception being Damian Maia. But Damian Maia is a grappling buzzsaw. So, I mean, listen, you can only learn from that experience. But outside of that, I think Masvidal is starting to hit his stride. He's a lot more aggressive than he was early in his career. And even though Thompson has that tricky style of his, I think Masvidal will be able to find a way around it. and impose his offense in this one. I think it will probably go to decision, but I'm gonna go ahead and take Masvidal. If you, there's a potential for a late round knockout, like a late round 3 knockout, but yeah, I got. Listen, Masvidal's on a roll right now, and as much as I like Wonder Boy, and I think his style is tricky for anybody to defeat, I don't see Masvidal getting caught with anything. So I'm gonna go and take Masvidal, slight upset, I guess you could say. Now we can get into these title fights. The first, oh man, I am ready for this fight. Joanna Champion, defending against Rose Namajunas. I love Thug Rose. I also love Joanna Champion. Okay, I love their fighting styles. Rose might be the most well-rounded fighter at 115 overall. She's got stand-up, she's got length, she's got power, she's got ground game submissions, slick submissions on top of that. She's hitting her stride. I would pick her in almost any fight. Almost. And she's very technical, by the way. And I would pick her almost any fight. That being said, there's one person I just can't, probably two. The first being Carolina Kovalevich. That name is so difficult to pronounce. But Kovalevich has already beaten her, and that was a close fight. I think she's going to face a more aggressive version of that fighter in Joanna Champion. Joanna Champion is just a savage. And granted, she doesn't have the knockouts and the the highlight reel, finishes and whatnot. But if you watch her work, the way she dismantles her opponents through 5 rounds is awe-inspiring. Probably the best striker in all of MMA right now. And as much as I love Thug Rose, I gotta give it to Joanna on this one. Joanna should tie Ronda Rousey's record in this fight. It'll be a decision fight. I think it'll be a close fight. And I believe Rose might catch her a couple of times, but I think in the end, I think Joanna will outstrike Rose and walk away with a decision, tying Ronda Rousey's defense record for women at 6. The next title fight, the co-main event of the evening, you got T.J. Dillashaw challenging Cody Garbrandt for the bantamweight title. Look, I underestimated Garbrandt last year in that fight against Dominic Cruz. He outschooled Dominic Cruz in Dominic Cruz style with more power. And if that Cody Garbrandt shows up, there might be maybe one other person, at least in his range of weight classes, who could beat him. And that'll be Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. But beyond that, I don't see anybody else coming close. And that includes Dillashaw. Dillashaw has not really looked all that impressive. I mean, granted, he had a really nice win against John Lineker. That Dillashaw could definitely walk away with the title. But at the same time, he's open to getting caught. And with the power that Cody Garbrandt has, man, look, if he gets caught once, he might be in a lot of trouble. He gets caught twice, it's a wrap. I'm taking Garbrandt, and I'm calling this one a knockout. I'm going to give it about a 3rd round knockout on this one. Which leads us to the main event of the evening. Georges St. Pierre, after 4 years since his last fight, a win, a split decision win, controversial as it may have been, against Johnny Hendricks, returns to the octagon to face Michael the Count Bisping for the middleweight title of the world. I'm going to say, there's a lot more I can say about Bisping, and I might have to do like a different recording on that, but I'm going to just focus on this fight. Georges St. Pierre has been out for 4 years. The game has changed dramatically over 4 years. The style that St. Pierre was using to get through fights early on, or I would say later on in his last UFC run, I don't think that's going to work too well in this one. You know, just going up against guys and, you know, with timing, you know, and takedowns and and pitter patter shots. Against this guy, you're not going to get that many opportunities to do that. Not to say that he can't take him down, and I believe he will in this fight, but Bisping is probably one of, you know, has not only one of the best, you know, takedown defenses in all of MMA. He's the bigger guy. He's more experienced at middleweight. He also has some of the best counter striking in all of MMA. And the man's resume is impressive. You're talking about they're both impressive. You talk about two guys who have the most wins, 1 and 2, in all of UFC. So, man, I don't think this is gonna be a flashy fight by any means. You're not gonna really get an exciting fight, but I mean, if I had to pick somebody, I gotta go with the champion. The champion, I think, will put on enough pressure. He'll outstrike him. I think he'll defend enough takedowns. The only way I can see St. Pierre winning this fight is if he can get him to the ground and try to submit Michael Bisping. But even with George St. Pierre working with Freddie Roach in his striking, I mean, if his strike has improved that much over 4 years, then hey, he can probably do it. But I just don't see it happening. Look for Bisping to handle business in this one in a 5-round decision. So there you have it. Those are my picks for week 7. Or excuse me, not week 17. I'm so used to doing football. Those are my picks for UFC 217. Once again, the main card starts at 10 o'clock Eastern. But you can catch the prelims on Fox Sports 1 at 8 p.m. Eastern on FS1. So I hope you guys enjoy. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, y'all stay positive, y'all stay strong, and yeah, peace.